it is a lovely and perfect time to start doing some accessories and things like that that are just perfect for the summer. I'm not someone that tends to do certain projects just like based on the seasons. I always just go what I'm in the mood for, what I have yarn available to me, because honestly most things that I make for myself tend to be surrounding, you know, the fall and the winter. I actually don't make too much stuff that I can wear like in the spring and summer, but I've been in a big mood to make some accessories lately. I've already made the necklace, which you saw me make just a little bit earlier, and now I'm here visiting my mom, and I brought some yarn projects with me because I'm spending 2 weeks here. By the time this video is even out, I would have already had a previous video, kind of just, you know, like just like your typical vlog of my time that I spent here and some of the things that I've done. But now this one is a little bit more specific to the projects that I'm making. So like I said, already finished that beaded crochet necklace. It was super fast, super fun, very, very easy to do. I honestly wasn't following anything super specific. There's a bunch of very, very easy to follow videos on TikToks. I even found shorts on YouTube of people just showing you just how to like do the basics of making the necklace. And so that's all I did. And then I just adjusted it as I went, depending on how much space I wanted between each bead, how long I wanted it to be. So very, very straightforward. All right, so I'm like sitting right by a window and the sun is popping in and out of clouds right now, so you are going to see the lighting change a bunch while I am sitting here. I'm really in the mood to just sit around and watch and catch up on some YouTube vlogs that I've been wanting to see. So I am going to start the Lola headband by averp. I love her videos on YouTube. I love her style of vlogs that she does. I love her crochet and knitting content a ton. I think this is a new pattern that I think launched sometime last summer, I believe. A little disclaimer because of the yarn that I am using. I am using the Hobby Friends Cotton 8-4 yarn. By the time this video is out, unfortunately, Hobby has released some statements saying that they are going to start implementing some generative AI into the content that they're going to be posting, which I think is so unfortunate because I really like buying yarn from them a lot, but unfortunately I just really can't recommend the company going forward, not until they decide they are going to retract their use and their support of using generative AI. But I will be using this yarn. I've had it sitting around for a couple of months. I bought it for the purpose of this project, and even though I really don't want to support the company anymore, I'm not about to waste the yarn that I've already spent the money on. I'm definitely really curious what kinds of yarn you guys are going to be looking for going forward, what stores you plan on buying from instead, and especially with cotton yarn like this. So if you have recommendations going forward on really light, thin cotton yarn like this, what brands you recommend, especially stuff ideally that is a little bit cheaper like this, please let me know. I have some projects coming up that I want to be using very lightweight cotton yarn like this soon. So yeah, just let me know. I'm very excited to start this pattern. I don't want to show it because it is like a chart, and I want to make sure that I protect the copyright of the pattern, but I am challenging myself to use the chart this time and to reference it instead of reading all of the steps one by one. I want to get better at chart reading. So I feel like this is going to be the perfect pattern to try this out with.
My sister Kate learned to swim when most babies were still 9. Flax is dating her boss.
I can't believe I'm about to say this because I never I never work on projects this fast, but I'm already on the last row of this headband. I got all of this done basically last night slash yesterday afternoon. It is turning out so cute. I will say I wish the floral pattern, the really cute. I don't know how to describe it. It's like these little stitch bundles, I guess, to kind of create like a little bit of a floral design. Doesn't really show up as much on mine, and I do think that's because I did have to use a slightly larger crochet hook. The pattern calls for a 2.5, but I used the clover hooks, the ergonomic ones. You know, you've probably seen these are very popular, but instead of a 2.5 you had a 2.25 and then you had a 2.75. I did make the decision to go 2.75 because when the stitches start getting a little too small, I kind of have a little bit of a hard time keeping my tension, keeping things really even. So that was my own like executive decision, but I do think that makes it so that these bundles right here are a little bit bigger. Granted, I don't even know if you guys can tell. Anyway, this is not going to take me very long to finish at all, so I'm going to go ahead and lock in and get this done.